Welcome back to another video. Happy Monday. It is Monday, January 22nd, 2024. It is 4:02 p.m. And today I'm going to be doing a new kind of video. This is an MLB. We're going to try the Major League Baseball Immaculate Grid. Now, the Immaculate Grids, for those of you who don't know, these have been around for, I think, almost a year now. And pretty much they were kind of like the MLB, what it was, like the Wordles that came out where you got to like guess a player. Well, this is like what these are kind of like they come out daily. There's a lot of like older ones that are in here. Or also, like, I think the newest one that's in here is, like, I think the first one was, I gotta scroll quite a bit, was all the way back in when did these first come out? The very first one was April 4th of 2023. Okay, so these have been around for quite a while. I figured we could do today's Immaculate Grid, and then we can probably find like a few others we can do, like try and guess like some of the older ones on here. But yeah, pretty much for those of you who don't know how these work, there's 9 squares, and usually you have kind of like a set of like teams or whatever. Like, say for example, Mariners played the outfield and had played for only one team, so then I'd have to guess like a Mariners Royals player, Mariners Phillies player, and a Mariners White Sox player. And then I also got to guess a Royals Phillies White Sox player who has played at least one game in the outfield, and somebody who's played for one team. Figure this would be a pretty fun video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the Immaculate Grid. So yeah, let's get into it. So starting things off, so we have the Mariners going across. We have the Mariners played a game in the outfield and only one team. And then going down, we have the Kansas City Royals, the Phillies, and the White Sox. So let's get these out of the way first. Okay, so Mariners and Royals player. Okay, this is kind of tough. I think Raul Ibanez. I know he played for the Phillies and Mariners, but I think he played a little bit in Kansas City. So I'll try that. Yep, 15% for that one. Wow. Okay. Mariners and Phillies. Jamie Moyer. I know he's played for both of those guys. Yep. And then Mariners and White Sox. The only guy that's coming to mind is Ken Griffey Jr. So we'll say him. 41% for Ken Griffey Jr. Okay. Played in the outfield. Let's go with Lorenzo Cain. For the Phillies, we'll go with Jason Worth. I'm just trying to come up with like random players. And for the White Sox, just wait. Stop it. Let's go with, what was his name? Dwayne Wise. He made that catch in the Mark Burley perfect game. And then played for only one team. So, only guy that's coming to mind. I know I could say George Brett, but I'm actually going to go with Alex Gordon. Phillies. Who's played their whole careers with the Phillies? I guess I could guess with like current players for the Phillies and White Sox because I can do that. Trying to think of like the White Sox first. So Frank Thomas, he played for a few teams towards the end of his career. I think he was with Oakland and Toronto. So not him. Paul Konerko, he started his career with another team. I think it was either the Reds or the Dodgers. So, but yeah, a majority of his career was with the White Sox. Who's Alexei Ramirez? No, he ended his career with the Padres. Man, who's played their whole career in Chicago? Not Mark Burley. I think he was with the Marlins and Blue Jays at the end of his career too. I have no idea who to go with here. I'm just gonna say Tim Anderson because I know he's a free agent, but technically he's played with the White Sox for most of his career. I'm also wearing I know you guys can't see it, but I'm currently wearing a White Sox hat as we speak. It's a cool hat. One team for the Phillies. Really, my first guess is Ryan Howard. Come on, that should take it. 153 was my rating score. So we can see most popular answers: Carlos Santana for the Royals and Mariners, and then Jamie Moore, Ken Griffey Jr. Wow, a lot of people guess Alex Gordon for played one game in the outfield, and then Harper and Luis Robert, and then played for only one team: George Brett, Mike Schmidt, and Tim Anderson. Okay, so that's not terrible. So now we can find. I guess we can do yesterday's and see what that's all about. Ooh. Okay, so this is kind of a trickier one. So we got the Twins played a game in left field. So they're more specific this time, just not the outfield period, just left field. And then had a 40 plus WAR in their career. Okay. And then Twins, Rangers, Angels, Rockies are the teams that we're going to be dealing with. So Twins and Rangers, Joe Nathan. He played with the Twins for most of his career. I think he ended his career in Texas. I remember like on one of the old MLB The Show games, I think it was either 13 or 14, Joe Nathan was with the Rangers. Twins and Angels. Andrelton Simmons. I know he played for both of those teams. Even though he was with the Twins for like, I think a year. Look, what happened? No, I don't want to look up Joe Nathan. Rockies and Twins. Michael Kadire. I think played for both of those teams. He did. Okay. Left field for the Rangers. I think it's going to be Josh Hamilton. Yep. We'll go with. I think Mike Trout played a little bit of left field in his career, but I don't know if that's going to be right. Did Peter Borges play left field? Oh, man. I'm trying to think of like big Angels outfielders. So let's see. Trout. Peter Borges, probably. Though he also played most of his games in center field. Oh, man. I think Peter Borges was the center fielder before Mike Trout got there. And then he was just like a backup outfielder. Maybe Tim Salmon, maybe? I don't know who this could. No, Tim Salmon, he was mainly a right fielder. I'm trying not to like cheat on these things either. I don't want to cheat. But man, who played left field for the Angels? What about what's his name? Joe Adell. Has he even played in the major leagues? Like, did he even play last year? Is he even a left fielder? I'm gonna have to go with Joe Adell. I can't believe I'm going with Joe Adell today. 4% gets Joe Adell. Okay. And then left field for the Rockies. That's an easy one. Matt Holliday was a left fielder for most of his career. Okay, 40 plus WAR. Okay, so this is where things are going to get a little trickier. The only one I know of who's had a 40 plus WAR in Texas or Anaheim would be Adrian Beltre. I'm going to say Adrian Beltre for the Rangers. And I'm going to say Nolan Ryan for the Angels, since Nolan Ryan played for both Texas and Anaheim. I feel like that will go either way. And then Rockies. 40 plus WAR with the Rockies. That's going to be hard because the Rockies are kind of like a newer team. Like, I think they've only been around for like 30-something years. But the main one that's coming to mind is Todd Helton. I'm going to guess Todd Helton because he's been one of their best players. Let's go. 139. I promise you I didn't cheat on that. I promise you I didn't cheat on that. Yeah, we got a lot of the most popular answers, I think, for most of these. All right, we'll do a couple more. I say we do do a couple more. Texting my mom as we in the middle of the video. Shout out to mom if she's listening to that or she's watching this video. Okay, so we'll do another one. This one's going to be a little harder one. Kind of hard, kind of easy. Hall of Fame. Played catcher, had 2,000 career hits, and he played for the and it's a Yankees, Nationals, Guardians player who's in the Hall of Fame, played catcher, and had 2,000 hits. Hall of Fame for this column for the Yankees, I feel like will be pretty easy. Washington, I name catchers for Washington and Cleveland, but Hall of Fame and had 2,000 hits, I don't know about that one, but we'll try. Okay, Hall of Famer for the Yankees, we got to go with Lou Gehrig. Going back in time, Lou Gehrig. Played catcher, Jorge Posada, and then had 2,000 career hits. Derek Jeter. 26% for Derek Jeter, really. Okay, played catcher for the Nationals. Ivan Rodriguez did late in his career. And then Cleveland Guardians catchers. Yan Gomes. Yan Gomes was their catcher for a number of years. Yep. And then Hall of Famer for Cleveland and Washington. And they had 2,000 hits. Oh, it's going to be tough. That is a toughie, especially with Washington. Because, like, who's been around for that long? Like, I don't know. Because, like, Washington, I've even got to think of Expos players, too. Hall of Famers on the Nationals or the Expos? I honestly don't know. Who just got... Let's see. I'm trying to think of people who just got in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's going to... Will Larry Walker count? I think he got into the Hall of Fame a few years ago. You have Larry Walker. 2,000 hits. I don't know if I can say Larry Walker again. What about... I'm just probably going to come up with like random guesses. Vladimir Guerrero's the only other guy that had 2,000 hits for either Montreal or Washington, so I'll say him. And then Cleveland Hall of Famer. Literally the only guy that's coming up to mind is Nap Lahoe. Yeah, Nap Lahoe. Didn't think I'd be talking about Nap Lahoe today. But guess what? I am. And Cleveland 2,000 career hits. What about Albert Bell? No, he didn't. One of the Alomar brothers, maybe? Roberto Alomar? Even though he didn't play most of his career in Cleveland, I'm going to say him anyway. Yes, he did. I think he was at the Indians for, I think, a few years. Okay, so we got 111 out of that. Most popular answers were Babe Ruth, Jorge Posada, Derek Jeter, Pedro, Gary Carter, Vladimir Guerrero, and then Bob Feller, Olimar, and Manny. Interesting. Alright, we'll do 2 more. I don't want to make this video like too long. If you guys want me to do like a part 2 to this, maybe I can. Yeah, we'll do 2 more. Let's try and find one that's like not super hard. Maybe we'll do this one. Nope. Or how about we just do like a most random one? Let's do the one on like the very first one. Let's try that out. The very first Immaculate Grid that came out. And that is a Blue Jays Hall of Fame's All-Star. And then he played for the Blue Jays, Rangers, Red Sox, and Reds. So this is the very first Immaculate Grid that came out. Okay, Reds and Blue Jays and Rangers, R.A. Dickey. Blue Jays and Red Sox. What's his name? Steve Pearce. I think he played for like every team in the American League East. And then Reds and Blue Jays. Matt Latos. Come on, Matt Latos played for both of those teams, didn't he? He did. 1% for Matt Latos. See, I didn't forget about Matt Latos. Matt Latos. He was a solid pitcher. He just wasn't really the best when it came to like attitude. Hall of Fame, Rangers. We'll go with, I don't know if Adrian Beltre is going to count. Nolan Ryan. Is Adrian Beltre in the Hall of Fame yet? Or is he on the ballot for this year? I don't remember. Ortiz. Big Papi. And then Reds, we'll go with Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. And then All-Star for the Rangers. I'll say Beltre again. No problem doing that. Beltre did, though, play for the Red Sox, and he was an All-Star his 1 year in Boston. So I could have said him for Boston, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to say his teammate from the 2010 Red Sox, and is Dustin Pedroia. And then for the Reds, I'm going to go with Matt Latos' former teammate, Brandon Phillips. I'm sure Matt Latos and Brandon Phillips were teammates at one point. 137. Okay, that's not terrible. That is going to do it for today's video. So most popular: Marcus Semien, Nolan Ryan, Josh Hamilton, Roger Clemens, Ted Williams, Dustin Pedroia, Edwin Encarnacion. I forgot he played with the Reds. Johnny Bench, and Joey Votto. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you guys want to see a part 2 to the Immaculate Grid series. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later.